welcome to I Love Whiskey. My name is Leonardo and I'm here with
Tanya.
Great, she said her name. She did progress. And this is our Christmas episode.
Yeah!
So we wanted to make something a bit more on the sweet side today. One of those drinks that you know you've heard of, you maybe have tried it in a club, or you maybe have even tried it in a cocktail bar. Now this drink has many variations, but without further ado, I will introduce it as a Bramble. Yes, wow. Did you win something?
Rainbow?
Not rainbow.
Ah,
Bramble. Jesus. Anyways, enough about rainbow. Let's get to Bramble. So what is a Bramble? Bramble is a gin-based drink. And as you can see, there is no gin right now. Because we're not going to make it with gin. We're going to make it with whiskey, of course. And until now, I've made a lot of videos with whiskey that is kind of expensive. So I thought I'll give myself the challenge to actually come up with a whiskey that is actually very affordable and is available in most places in the world. So yeah, I went with Valentine's. So what's special about Valentine's? Well, it's basically it's a Scotch and it's a blend. And if you're not so much into what the difference is, and well, basically blend is a whiskey that you blend from different distillers. That means you have maybe, and I'm simplifying things, 3 distilleries that make 3 different types of whiskey, one each of course. And there's a company called Valentine's, and they call up these 3 companies and say, can we please get like maybe 20 liters of whiskey from you, and 40 liters from the other distillery, and maybe 50 from the third distillery. The portions or the amounts are not so important, but it's important to understand that of course it's from different distilleries. Anyways, this is a blend, and that's the difference between this and single malts, because single malt will be from one distillery. So I'm really simplifying things because it's not about going into depth about the whiskey, but that's basically the basics of this. Flavor profile. With Valentine's, you have a very sweet Scotch. It's not peated at all. If you use something like, for instance, ginger ale, you can actually get a bit of peatness out of it. Very little though, but you can like sense a bit of it. But that's just in particular because it just somehow takes out that flavor and just puts it in your face. But basically, it will be a very sweet whiskey and easy to mix in most most sodas, basically ginger ale, soda water or sparkling water, whatever you want to call it, even Coke. It works very good. So it's an easy whiskey to work with. So therefore we opted for this one for the Bramble. The Bramble is, in this case, whiskey, lemon, some creme de mure and some sparkling water. Now the creme de mure can also be purchased as either a syrup or a liquor. We have opted for the syrup. Now what's the key difference? The key difference, of course, one of them will be very sweet, in this case the creme de mure, and if you use the liquor, well, 2 things. One is that you can use it at the end, or you can also shake it, of course, in the shaker before you serve it. But more importantly, you can add more contents, like you can add more amount of it in the drink. Without further ado, I will make Tanya work about it. Tanya, before we start making the drink, do you have any Christmas wishes?
Yes. More whiskey.
More whiskey. So please send some whiskeys to Tanya because she would love to have some more whiskey.
I will make more cocktails.
Yeah. So let's get some whiskey. The amount in this case will be 4 cls. And if you haven't seen this jigger, is 4 and 2. You can see the amount of concentration it takes to pour whiskey. Alright, next part. Now since we're using what's it called, creme de mure, and a version with syrup, not any liquor, we need to tone down the sugar water. In this case, we use only 1.5 sugar water. Bear in mind, this is already a sweet sugar water. Good, it's good. Now creme de mure, 1. And the dangerous thing is it's better to have overpoured with the sugar than with the creme de mure, because the creme de mure can be too floral. If you add too much in it, then it overtakes the flavor. That's good. You want to hold hands. Now to our lemon, we need 2 cl of lemon juice. Now, great. It's good. I brought napkins today.
Yeah.
I think I lost my thread, but let's see here. When we make this drink, you have to bear in mind there are more than one recipe for this drink, because it is like a new classic, if you may. But yeah, basically you can see more recipes. Like some people use crushed ice, we'll use regular ice, because as always we try to look into what's the most accessible tools and most accessible kind of ice you would get, and all these things in that row. So regular ice, and we need a lowball glass. We'll show you that in just a second or two. And then we shake it. You're supposed to open it, not draw on it.
It's cold. It is showing me cold. Fish.
So we taste it. Perfect. Now this part is depending on the recipe. Some would just add this, and that's it. But many years in many places I would add sparkling water. Just on the top, and that's it. So basically that's a Bramble with whiskey. This is a very easy drink, so even people that don't enjoy whiskey normally could enjoy this drink, because it really mixes well. And the Valentine's is extremely easy to work with. So yeah, there you have it. Bramble with whiskey. All for today. Please remember to subscribe and like the channel, and send Tanya some whiskey for her Christmas. She loves everything basically, all the whiskeys. Just send them all. Thank you for now. Cheers.